Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. You are all unmuted. My name is Obsidia. I'm everybody's favorite Death Knight and the DM of this campaign, Eberron, Ashes of the Last War. Illya will be coming later in the session. She is dealing with some stuff. We are going to do the classic round the table introductions, followed by a brief session recap, and then we're going to get started. My only announcement is that I had my Invisalign put in last week, so that is why I am lisping. It will theoretically, I will adjust to it in like a week or so, but for the interim, you're gonna get every NPC is lisping. So, without further ado, we shall start off with Illya.
Hello. Yes, my name is Lily, and I'm playing Illya in our lovely campaign here. I don't have too much in the way of announcements, but as I'm sure Obs will get to, just happy that today is my birthday. So, yay. Birthday trauma time.
Yes, it is Lily's birthday, so she gets the official Obsidia happy birthday song. Here we go. Happy birthday, happy birthday, dearest Lily.
Yay!
Yeah,
I appreciate you. I was in fact born at 5:14 a.m. on 5:15. My mom asked to change it to 5:15 a.m. The doctor said no.
No fun allowed.
No
I say
fun
no
allowed. Out of here.
Paperwork.
All
Just
right.
imagine the curse scenario where they where parents try to time the birth for like frame perfect birth. Sorry about that.
Thank you, Lily. Next up, we have Maris, recently re-debuted as a Big Dick Daddy Dragon.
Yeah, boy. Hi, everyone. I'm Maris. I stream now. That's a thing. Yay! So stop on by to my channel for comfy, cozy times. We do storybook reading mostly, but we also, we do other chill streams. So, stop on by for cozy vibes if that's your deal. But in the meantime, enjoy me being here and being gay with all these other people. So it's gonna be great. Yay.
Yay. Thank you, Maris. Next up, we have Malral.
Hey, I'm Literally the Bronze. I'm playing Malral tonight, where I'm going to be a big old dragon, so enjoy that. Otherwise, just catch me doing weird D&D stuff on other people's channels.
Yes, gotta get that weird D&D action in. Thank you, Litro. And last but never least, we have Cess.
I miss my sister. I miss her a lot. But yeah, it's me, Sif, knight that does games and art. Not much else to say. Nothing really big's happening this week. Just more art. Maybe a game for once. But yeah, no, that's it. I love seeing you guys. I love having you guys. I love you guys. That's it. And Yulia says hi too if she were here.
Yeah,
Breaking out the Yulia sock puppet.
she'd be going, Ayo. But thank you, Sif. All right, previously on Eberron, Ashes of the Last War, our party finished their epic battle aboard the crashing Goliath, defeating the Warforged Titans that were shooting down all the lifeboats. And as they flew away from the site, they got to see the Goliath crash into the ground and detonate spectacularly as its elemental core was breached, releasing the Tempest Spirit within to scorch and electrify the entire surrounding area. And they did, before they leave, got to see Field Marshal Jarek Vrain, otherwise known as the Widowmaker, the head of the Ashbringers, waving them goodbye as the ship crashed, which is strange. After arriving back in Sharn, the party was confined to house arrest in the Gold Dragon Inn, as investigators were trying to figure out what the heck happened aboard the Goliath, and so they had to answer some questions while waiting in comparative lap of luxury purgatory. Euphoria decided to confront her ex-husband Augustus about his self-sacrificing heroics, potentially leaving all of his kids without a dad, and to which he got adversarial with Euphoria basically saying that, she's trying to do the same thing and leave her own daughters without a mom. And, in the end, they kind of just said fuck you to each other, and Euphoria proceeded to continue to antagonize Oriana, the new wife, and Oriana is always antagonizing Euphoria. It's a very healthy adult relationship all around. Then Paige tried to talk to Cess, to little effect. So Cess went to her own little world where Illya went to go kind of talk to her, deal with, the issues that Cess has been experiencing, getting a little yes, a little no on things. Before the party was eventually released from custody, and they returned to Grewywall, where they met a rather manic Sylvana, who gathered together everybody and revealed the big lore. She revealed her known backstory, where her name is not actually Sylvana Lael. Her name is actually Sylonia de Caneth, and her father was the Lord Artificer Leos de Caneth, the creator, or the head of the Kingdom of Seer's basically secret weapons projects, wherein she worked with him during the war to create something known as Project Peacemaker, which was meant to be a weapon that was so destructive that no one would ever dare use it, and it would end the war, because why would you bother fighting a war when something like that existed? And it basically tears micro holes in every plane of existence and uses the conflicting energy of all those things coming together at once to create essentially an anti-reality beam. And the problem was that it malfunctioned during its first test and went into catastrophic meltdown, overloading the focus crystals that it had. And that release of energy is what was the morning in Seer. And what drove many people insane, mutated more, and killed millions. And she said that it shouldn't have been tested in the first place with what they had, but her father did it anyway. And so she was inadvertently responsible for the death of her own kingdom as well as Malral's family. She further explained that she put together all the pieces the Ashbringers have been doing over the course of this campaign, first with capturing her father's soul back in Quest 2, to basically get the way to try and fix the Peacemaker project. And then, since she had stated that you can't stabilize the beam with lots of little kyber crystals, you would need one really big one, which allegedly did not exist, the attack on the Goliath seems to have been one bit vengeance, one bit actually trying to steal the Heart of Darkness, the world's largest kyber crystal, to use it as a focusing gem for the Peacemaker project. So she told the party that we need to basically stop this because we're the only ones who can. And if any of the kingdoms find out about this weapon being in existence and that it was what caused the morning in the first place, it could potentially restart the last war in a catastrophic way. The party was like, this is kind of above our pay grade, and Sylonia kind of reiterated that, you're all she has for this. And so the party kind of had to deal with the, what are we supposed to do? This seems way, way above our heads. Malral, however, did not appreciate finding out that he had been calling the woman who killed his wife and son a friend all this time and living under the same roof. And he basically rage quit and decided to leave the mansion. Although he did tell Euphoria that he would stay in the party and help to stop this from happening to others, but he couldn't be under the same roof as a war criminal mad scientist. And so he went off to go...
which I think is understandable.
But yeah, relatable. He went off to go live with Cryotrixia. And then finally, Paige and Sylonia had a brief chance to talk, where Sylonia tried her best to, tell Paige that, she wasn't lying about everything. She did genuinely care about Paige. She's sorry that she had to lie this long and stuff. And she hopes that, maybe one day Paige and everyone else can trust her again, although she doesn't think it will ever happen after this. So with that, we will jump back into our session. And we'll go with Malral, who's got his his little stick with the bandana luggage tied to the end of it, like a traveling vagabond. And what would you like to do?
Like you said, I'm gonna be heading over to Cryotrixia's house.
Okay. When you get to the house, there's the classic gnolls out front. You know, her standard house guards. When they see you approach, you know you know them pretty well at this point because you spend a lot of free time over there with Cleotrixia. So one of the gnolls will kind of perk up, wave at you and be like, "Oh, what brings you here today, Malral? We didn't see anything on the schedule about you."
It is something of my own that I have come to talk to with Cryotrixia about, if you do not mind.
Ah, all right. I'll notify the staff. Please, just wait here. And
No problem.
he goes and
Thanks, Gary.
he'll go inside and disappear for a few minutes. Before a kobold maid will appear and be like, the Lady Cryotrixia will meet you inside. Please follow me."
Of course, Jesse.
She blushes slightly, so you know her name.
Damn, Malral.
What a play.
He's been babysitting Cleotrixia for a bit. I feel like he would have known a lot of the staff's names. So.
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty, knowing Malral's gregarious nature. Also, I gotta, we're gonna take a brief pause from this because I forgot to show this off last week. But we finally have the finished artwork of Lily, everybody's favorite, goblin maid, Lao Li Wei. This artwork was done by Red Wings, and look at her. She's a cutie pie, and dangerously thick. So yeah, have you ever wondered what Lily looks like? This is a flat color picture of Lily, with her casual pastime of being a knife wielding assassin.
Isn't she adorable?
She is so adorable, and her tits are literally the size of her own head. You'll love to see
God
it.
damn.
They're huge.
Illya got some competition for real, for real.
Still
Height
shipping her and Kaishin.
But yeah, that's by Red Wing. Definitely go check them out. I just had to show that off because we officially had it. We always show off our waifus in this stream. But yeah, so Malral, as you follow Jesse deeper in, you go to the kind of the lounge area where Cryotrixia has her various war trophies and stuff arranged, and artworks and stuff of her family and everything, and she's laying on just a sea of pillows that have been set up by her kobolds, and she's just kind of reclining across most of the room because she is like 30 feet long. And she will kind of raise her giant goblet of wine at you and give you her big fangy smile as her tongue kind of flicks between her lips and goes, I see that you had some unforeseen reasons to come on by. It's always good to see you, Malral, but I wasn't expecting you.
Malral bows his head a bit as he responds, "As it is good to always see you as well. I hope I have not intruded on you today."
Oh no, I'm fine. Today is a day of relaxation.
Oh, perhaps I can help with that.
Perhaps you could start with why you're here and stop beating around the bush.
Very well. I have run into a figure from my past that has to do with the war. I could not stay under the same roof as them, so I decided to leave rather than cause further conflict between me and my compatriot. But still needing a place to stay, I hoped that I could come here and spend some time with those that fill me with joy.
Hmm. So, your friends have taken in someone who has bad blood with you?
Very much so, yes.
Hmm. Intriguing. Well, it is the least I can do to give you refuge in your moment of need. I'm sure that Cleo will enjoy having you around.
I am sure. I could use her presence around. It does always help me feel better.
Gives you her big fangy smile, and she goes, well then, I will ensure that the staff leads you to temporary quarters. I hope you understand that we don't usually take in guests, so things may not be as comfortably fitted for someone such as you.
When around those that bring me joy, I am always comfortable. I can tell this can be a bit of an inconvenience, so I apologize. But in return, I offer you this. Perhaps over wine and dinner, I can tell you the full story of what may have happened in my past, so you do not continue to be waylaid by curiosity.
Oh, I did not want to pry, but if you feel like indulging me, then I would be delighted.
Of course, spending time with you is always a reason to smile.
I'm sure you say that to all the girls.
Only the ones that make my heart burn.
Well, you are a fire dragonborn, so I assume that is a more common occurrence.
He gives a faint smile.
Well, um, she snaps her fingers, and Jesse reappears, along with two other kobolds, and they will pick up your luggage, and they will lead you to a guest bedroom.
Until tonight.
Until tonight.
And he starts following the others with his luggage. He helps with the luggage, of course. He doesn't want to put too much extra work on the servants.
They're just little guys.
Malral's a big guy. He'll help.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you can safely um find the guest bedroom. It's it's more of like kind of designed for Lamia, so rather than a bed, it's more of just like cushions. um, so your lumbar support is just going to be not great, but it's a place to sleep.
It beats a military cot. And if I do run into Cleotrixia as well, I'd happily spend some time with her.
Yeah, she'll be in the library when you come by, so she'll be reading, but she'll be happy to see you and give you a big huggle wuggle and be like, I didn't think you were coming today. Oh, it's so nice to see you, Malral.
It's of course. It's lovely to see you too, my little snake. Have you done any extra work on that project you were telling me about last time?
Oh, yeah, I have. I managed to do this all by myself. And she takes out a thing of embroidery that she made of her house symbol.
That is magnificent. Have you already shown your mother?
Oh yeah, she knows I've been working on it, and she says I'm doing really good. Um, she can't really do them anymore. Say that when she had to go get trained for fighting and stuff, her claws kind of prevent it. But my hands are still small enough, and she holds up her hands and kind of wiggles her fingers. So I'm doing it for mommy.
Oh, my hands are also bigger than they used to be, yet I can still work. Hey, do you want to maybe learn how to do some of the stuff I do?
Oh, you're a blacksmith, are you? You go and work in like the forges?
That's right. I shape metal to however I want it. But it's not all just arms and armor, you know. I can make things like jewelry or pendants as well.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And also, kind of like that, what you have there, there's what you can do on metal called filigree. We could add the house symbol into a locket. That could be a good gift for your mother, don't you think?
Oh, geez, I think she would like that.
Especially if you were the one to help make it.
Well, I can help.
Oh, definitely, like you said, you have the dexterous hand.
She wiggles her fingers some more.
Exactly. Do you want to get started?
Sure. Where do we go? I don't think we've got our own forge.
Oh, we don't need to worry about a forge right away. We're just going to be working on the filigree. All we need there is the metal and the actual just small pick and hammer. Oh, yes, of course. I actually brought quite a bit with me. I might be staying here for a while.
I was muted. Oh, you're gonna stay here for a while? That's awesome. I can't wait to see you more.
Yes, it will be like a big sleepover.
You're gonna sleep over. We can tell stories, and I can tell you about me when the books I'm reading, and mommy can go have some of her nighttime drinks.
This is going to be fun. I enjoy this. I'll have to get the kernels of corn out, and I'll show you how I make popcorn.
Well, I imagine you make it like how you made the sandcastle, but I don't want you to turn our popcorn into glass, please.
I'll try my best. But we need some snacks if we're going to be telling stories.
And he'll like take her hand and
Mhm.
start walking off with her to start working on projects.
Okay, yep. He will gladly tinker away with you, being very impressed by everything you do.
When he's teaching her how to actually do a bit of the metal work, there's a moment where he pauses, where he looks down at the tiny little hammer in her hand. He gets a small tear-jerking smile, but quickly hides it before she can see, and he continues to teach her.
Gotcha. Yeah, she will happily work away. This is hard.
It's less about the power you put behind it and more about the motion. You see, you want to angle the pick in certain ways to see how far down you want the actual depth to go. It doesn't matter how hard you hit it, it can be just little taps. It's all about keeping a steady hand.
Why don't you just use magic to do this? Mommy used magic for most things.
I suppose you could use magic if you wanted to, but there's less of a personal touch. If you make yourself lunch, it's a bit more special when you cook it, rather than when someone else makes it or if you just summon it, don't you think?
I've never made lunch. We always have the maids make us lunch.
Well, your embroidery from before. Do you think it would be as special if you just made it with magic?
I don't know. I don't know the magic to do that.
The thing is about when you make something, is that you always put a little bit of yourself in it. It has its own uniqueness that only you can give it. And that's what makes it a little bit more special.
Little bit of yourself in it. I guess that makes sense.
Exactly. After all, you wouldn't want to just buy any metal armor or anything. You would want to come to me, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. I don't need metal armor. Mommy says we don't need to fight anymore. But if I needed something, I would come to you.
I'm glad.
And he goes back to the lesson.
All right. She will work away with you as working on that filigree. Anything else?
I think that'll be it for now. Unless you want to RP later tonight during dinner, but that can wait if you want to go to someone else real quick.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have none other than Cess. Cess, what are you working and twerking on a given day?
Right now we're in kind of an awkward state of like I feel like everywhere I go, where it's the dojo, the workshop, the other rest of the party do kind of stare at Says a little bit. Right now she would probably be back out in the garden. I think it's like her one safe space right now.
Okay. Well, while you're out in the garden, you feel the rush of wind coming from wings as Laryssa lands behind you.
Like to imagine she lands on like a pile of leaves that Says has been raking this
Yep,
whole time.
scatters them everywhere.
Oh. Hey there, pretty bird. How's it going? As she like awkwardly goes back to raking the rest of the leaves.
Oh, it's going like okay, and she just like absently is just like kicking the leaves as she's like walking around. I thought because you look really sad and depressed like all the time, it'd be nice to get you out of your like sad garden of loneliness and like get you like a makeover.
I mean, yeah, I guess I could use a fresh dye job, and the current black is starting to wash out, but I'm not that sad looking, am I? I'm not that.
You like look like somebody is just like constantly like pissing in your cornflakes. And I have to say, you don't take me as a golden shower kind of girl.
Like chicken frying piss, or like fucking hate this conversation.
I feel like you're focusing like too much on the piss and not enough on the deeper metaphors. But what I'm trying to say is I know a guy who can give you like a good look and maybe everyone would stop thinking you're like the saddest person ever.
I can't say that. Illya's literally blue, but Yeah, sure. I get the feeling I can't say no to you regardless. So
Oh yeah,
come on,
obviously.
come on.
All right,
There's
so I know this guy Prismic. He runs a salon and he does really good work. And so, I feel like yeah, we could spend the afternoon there. Like he owes me one, so like don't worry about the cost because, like the things that he and I have done together, trust me, it's covered.
I'm glad to hear you have your own way of networking, Laryssa. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
like I would say like 80% of being a harpy is like who you know and getting to know them.
that usually helps, yeah. But yeah. Sorry if I'm not like gonna be like the most hyped for a makeover montage right now.
Oh yeah,
I'll be fine with just a redye. Mhm.
we could do like something better with your hair. Like you're not really like a black cat. I'm gonna tell you that really upfront. I've been kind of sitting on this for a while, but like you're not really working to your strengths.
I'm wearing the goth crop top though. You can see my abs. That's gotta work with the goth fit, right?
Yeah, that's like good, but like I'm just saying it's all about attitude, and frankly, you've just got like too much like blending into the background of like a shady alley kind of vibe.
All right, come on, Larissa, take me to this salon or whatever.
Okay.
Maybe we can get our nails done together or whatever, something, whatever.
She takes you to a salon in the upper end of Grewywall called Prismix, and Prismix like logo is peacock feathers, like them all fanned out. And you understand why when you get in, where you see a peacock harpy, um, who if you guys have ever seen a male peacock, they're the colorful ones, and they have exquisite eye makeup, and his as he sees you and Laryssa enter, you see his feathers kind of fan out and you get all of those eyes looking at you as he has just like he doubled his size from all of his feathers flowing out, and he is just fabulously attired with that beautiful like blue purple feathering all about him, and his black and bright purple and everything eye makeup, and he is wearing a crop top and capri pants. He goes, "Oh, Laryssa, happy to see you. Hey, Presmac. So I felt like it was time that like I call in that favor and you do something about this." And she shoves Cess forward.
I am more than just this bird brain. Come on. And then says sort of like awkwardly, like with the most confidence an emo person could have, poses next to Laryssa, hands on the waist.
He goes, "Oh, maybe we could like do some highlights. I feel like you're less of a black and you're more of like a white and gold."
Uh, Why is it the black hair everyone messes with? That's like the one design choice I got.
I'm just saying, I feel like you really are like playing to your weaknesses. You're really drowning yourself out. You could be like, gold and white and kind of flaunt the clash with your caramel, and I feel like it would be a very good touch. I could definitely, hook you up with a better look if you wanted to, not look like this as he gestures his fan-like feathers at you.
I think that every time he gestures his fans, Spike, like possessing the hoodie, just flares the hood up like a lizard. You know what, Rose? This was your idea. So fine, but you are joining me in this, okay? I'm
Hell
talking the
yeah.
full 9 miles.
Yeah, President
My
knows
head's-
like how to do me right.
I wish I had the energy to laugh at this euphemism.
What do you mean?
Start the montage. Just us looking right into the camera.
It's time for a montage.
Uh,
But yeah, so a group of goblins will kind of take you over and give you mani pedis as Prismic is working on your hair, and then giving you the re-dye, and then eventually you two go under your own heat lamps basically to settle in your dye and everything, and Laryssa just kind of like casually goes, you have like, I'm gonna say you've got probably like a very like bad vibe approach to things. I'm just saying.
it's been hard to have a good vibe approach recently. I mean, I can't talk about the recent thing we were asked to do, but like Sylvana asking that has not helped with any of my vibes. Nothing that's happened the past couple of months has helped with any of my vibes, Laryssa.
Yeah, you've been like super sad ever since Juby left, and I feel like you just aren't like approaching things correctly.
I don't think there's any one correct way to approach things. I mean, what we've been doing so far is working, right? I mean, we're beating up baddies, we're making bank, we're living on taxpayer dollars. That's the dream, right?
Yeah, but you like clearly have like things weighing on you, and like you look to be like just lots of regrets like in a coat. And we're not even talking about how your coat moves around, like, because that's weird, but like, I don't know. I feel like you just maybe it's just a reflection of just how like sad and unsure of yourself you are.
Hey, Spike is no reflection of me. Spike is their own person, their own dog, their own being. In fact, he's like eating. They're like eating from like the bowl of free mints right now. But I mean, I can't exactly force myself to be happy, yeah?
Like, no, but you can have like a better approach. Like, you should like look at life like I do.
Only I had the strength to have such a perspective.
It's like really easy when you think about it. Like, harpies, we don't live very long normally. I'm like the exception to the rule because my mom, like, when she like hooked up with my dad, she found somebody who lived like a little longer. But like, normally we don't have like super long lifespans. So, it's all about just like fucking enjoying it. And like, I like to view like everything is like a once in a lifetime experience. And if you approach everything like that, you realize like how come and go it all is. Like, people come into your lives and people like leave, and that's just what it is. Like, if they didn't want to stick around for you, then like that's them wasting a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's not like on you.
Yeah, but I've had that once in a lifetime opportunity, you call it, or whatever. I'm assuming you're talking about the little pink elephant in the room that's no longer with us.
Yeah, Jubilee.
Yeah, I've had that happen before, and the thing is, it ain't even just a love once in a kind of thing. It's just it's happening with people staring at me and stuff, and I'm used to that. Back home I was a black sheep, a black hoppy, if you would, but I
That's
just
called a crow or a raven.
Aries crashing into the window. Us. Oh my goodness, but I just I used to not care about my decisions. I didn't mind doing any work for LD. I didn't mind the work we do now, just beating and killing people. But getting judged for it, it never really bothered me until recently. When Paige felt like Paige started doing it not too long ago, and I don't know. Laryssa, you were talking about how long things live and how each lifetime matters, each chance matters. Paige told me this once. Do you know how long a mosquito lives? How long a fly lives?
No.
Lives for like 3 days. Can you fucking imagine 3 fucking days to like come out the egg sac, find a mate to like continue your bloodline or whatever. I don't know how flies think. Get a little mango and then you fucking die. But it feels like even though I have like numerous uncountable days, I'm gonna hit that expiration date before I do something meaningful like eat mango and die.
You know, we could have mango at home.
Yeah, I could go for some mango with some spice on it. But you get what I mean, right?
Yeah, like if you're worried about having mango before dying, like, you know, that's like easily attainable. I wouldn't stress about that. But like if you're worried about like doing anything that's like relevant with your life, well, you know, why do you like care about these like weird subjective elements? Just fucking do what you want.
I didn't care before, but like now look at us, right? I We're surrounded by these great and amazing people, and I'm including you among them, Laryssa, because I know when all this is over, you'll have some amazing opportunities lined up. Like, I'm serious. The way a bunch of those nobles were looking at you without you even singing back on that airship, like, whoo boy, like you're going places.
Obviously.
Yeah, and Euphoria, even though she's already made a name for herself, well, I'd imagine working with Illya conquering a Fey court for a daughter. That's gonna go down in some fancy schmancy like Knight's Tale or whatever. Malral, he's not exactly keen with Sylvana right now, but I imagine when all said and done, him and Sylvana will figure a way to save Saya, whatever. And Paige, well, I mean, all my life I've been told that she's gonna do amazing things, so like that's just set in stone. Kai Shen, Lily, Sharon. I don't know what I'm doing. You talk about these once in a lifetime chances, but I'm not doing anything with them. Like the coolest thing I've done is, aside from like the cool action scenes we've all seen before, I made out with a hot tiefling lady on a beach, which is pretty nice. They don't write songs about that though.
I can write a song about that if you want.
I'm
So
sure Jubilee.
I saw this tiefling girl. She had a nice pair of tits. And I
It was
took
her ass
her
that got me, but
close
yeah.
on the beachfront. And I let her have it.
Oh, Laryssa, it's hard to not smile with you around, but like there it is. I I can barely keep up with anyone without using Spike. So like, what's gonna happen when that stops? Yeah. What's gonna happen when I stop?
Like, I don't know why you fixate out on that so much. Just like I think you're like too destination centric when you really should just be like riding with it. It's just fucking life, man.
Yeah, but like, I can't just cruise on forever, right? Aimlessly.
Why not?
That- My parents didn't settle for, well, nothing. And I'm not saying they pressured me or anything. They were very understanding with how I stopped trying in school and stuff. And they did the best for me. But like, my dad, for instance, right? Not a smart man, not a very wise man, but he tried his best. And even though he got by just crafting literally anything, you could do smithing, glass blowing, whatever in the workshops, he wasn't settling for that. And he just kept going with opportunities lining up that worked out for him. And my mom, too, even after dad died, she kept trying to go on an upward track as something. Laryssa, every day all I've done is survive, and I want a little more than that, but I'm worried that I'm not going to get to that part where I can just cruise by and enjoy it. I know we're fine with the roof over our heads, not having to worry about food, but it's just strange to me, and I know all of our money still goes back into survival to make sure we can do these jobs. And I'm worried that by the time the group realizes that we have the chance to just live our lives and not have to survive, it might be too late for me.
Man,
I'm
that
not
is like
fixated.
such a bummer. No wonder you're so emo all the time.
It is a lot. I've been thinking way too fucking much since coming out here. God, if we were back in Sean, I could just work an old, like, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. arena shift, maybe 1 or 2 deliveries for LD, and be back home to eat chips on the couch and just veg out and vibe and relax and go on dates with cute people and just not have to think about all this. But I'm here now. And I have to think about all this.
So, like, why don't you just stop then? Like, you get enough money from like our work. You know how to make things. Not like not like things that I would care about, but like other people would probably want your stuff. Like, people like you here. I grew up in this town, so like it's whatever. I've been always trying to escape, but I have a mansion now, so I kind of roll with it. However, like, you can just stop. Nobody's like making you go out and like punch things.
People like me here?
Yeah, like, that fucking Lady Cryotrixia, she would smother you with her tail. For whatever reason, you like that weird hobgoblin lady. And, like you had a beach party and stuff. Like, that's, if nobody liked you, why the hell would they do that stuff? Like,
I mean, I guess I figured the over-under is more people don't like me versus, the ones who vocally do. Like, Lady Ray, Cryotrixia, I saved the data, helped save her data, so... But I just figured the over-under, I was overall more annoying in this town. I don't know, I'm just going off the track record from Sean.
By the 6, you were, like, the hardest person to ever pep talk. Like, Sharn is kind of a shitty city, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's full of pretty awful people who, like, don't care about anything except themselves. But, like, here, like, you're, like, a hero. And, like, I think you're pretty cool. Like, you did save my life in the warehouse, so, from, like, the Seeker, so that's, like, something. You're like, all of you guys are like a big deal here. You live in a fucking mansion that was given to you for free. You have literal servants. Like, I don't know what else you need to have given to you for you to realize that, like, you have, like, some sense of value. But, like, you clearly don't want to believe that. You're, like, living in this weird, like, inferiority complex wrapped up in an insecurity anxiety issue. And you think that everyone hates you. And, like, you compare yourself to your sister. First of all, your sister is, like, a nerd. So, I'd say that is probably not your best comparison point. You have, like, so much more Chad energy than her. And, like, if people didn't, like, make her do things, she would probably just sit there reading, like, her fucking nerd romance books and being awkward. So, like, I wouldn't compare yourself to that. I'd, like, be your own fucking bitch. Be a bad bitch. You're the one trying to rock the crop top abs. Fucking internalize the crop top abs.
I fucking dyed my hair black and put on this goth lipstick, and you saying I ain't a bad bitch?
You're like a bad poser right now. You need to internalize that bad bitch vibe.
I fucking drop kick the giant ass fucking digger mech on an airship. I am a bad bitch.
Oh, suddenly you actually think you have some value? That's surprising.
Listen, I got a lot of issues right now, and you called out a bunch of them, but I ain't gonna let you get away with calling me not a bad bitch. I'm the fucking baddest bitch here.
Oh, well, I guess then you'll have to prove me wrong in the future. Otherwise, I'm gonna write so many songs about how you are, like, such a beta cuck.
You wouldn't fucking dare.
Oh, fucking try me, slut.
Oh my fucking god, you fucking brat. Yeah, once we're doing more past the spa, aren't we? I don't know. You have any siblings, Laryssa? I mean, any that your mom told you about at least, because I know with hoppies you kind of just fuck around and find out.
No, but like, harpies are like very communal. Like I grew up in like the fucking nests everywhere and stuff. I know lots of other harpies, and we all just kind of vibe. We all do our own thing.
But like a sibling, like one that means a ton to you. You've spent like not you don't have to have spent most of your life with them, but family. You ever had your family stare at you in a way that made you feel worthless, no matter how much of a bad bitch you were?
No, that's not like something we do. But like then again, I was like a lounge singer at like a nothing tavern here for like most of my life. So you could say like I know what it's like to feel like not very great, but I wasn't gonna let that stop me. Once I got out of that warehouse, I was like, fuck it, let's go be out in the world. Let's adventure. Let's make big cash. Let's fuck some boys,
Don't forget girls. Girls are hot too, and non-binies. I didn't know about non-binies growing up, but they're kind of. Ooh, some of them got good energy, but yeah. You can't tell Paige this, but after I did my bad bitch glow down as you and Spectrix, did I get the name right, Obs?
Prismic.
Prismic. Yeah. But like, after I did my glow down, according to you and Prismic, well, she looked at me a certain way, and most of all my life, I only had her, so I'd rather not disappoint her, is all.
Laryssa shrugs and she goes, I don't think you're disappointing her. I think you're just being really weirdly cagey and insular. And she, for whatever reason, like, gives a fuck about you and your weird, like, moving coat, which I think is already weird, but like you're a weird
cool.
girl.
They are
so...
not weird. They are cool. They eat with us, okay? That's can you name a single magic item in our fucking house that eats with us and checks up on us and takes care of us? No. The Sylvana's octopus arm things don't count either, because I don't think they have a mind of their own. I think they just listen to her. But yeah. Alright. But yeah.
Hey, you want to be weird with your coat? That's like fine with me. Like I've never had clothing that I've given that much of a fuck about, but like, I'm not just saying. Like, why do you care what she thinks?
I don't know. Maybe it's just a sister thing. I don't know. It's just a cultural thing. I grew up with my parents like my whole life, and they're gone, and she's all I got left. So I kind of don't want to lose that. I don't really have the Zen, the enlightened state you have of no material attachment. Or, well, mostly material. I know you've been nicking some of my neighbor's shiny ornaments for your nest.
Gotta get that swag. If my drip isn't, enough riz, what am I gonna do?
You jammed a lawn gnome into your fucking nest. I don't think that's a riz. I don't think that's drip. I think it's just a fucking lawn gnome sticking out of your house.
I guess you don't understand high harpy culture.
I really don't. When this is over, you can take me around to some more high harpy places, okay?
Yeah, all I'm gonna say is I heard from Kai Shen, you have this phrase that you like to say, and I think that needs to be your attitude going forward, which is called, what was it? Like, oh yeah, small girls can do it too. So you're a small girl, like fucking do it.
All right, come on. You get one day of me being head empty again. All right, you get one. And don't ever say I'm not a bad bitch again. You got that?
All
right. At this point, this is like picking up Laryssa, just tossing her over the shoulder. Come on, let's go.
Let's go! As she like points forward as she's on your shoulder. And Prismic gives you a little toodaloo wave goodbye as he refans his peacock feathers.
Spike flares back. And for this one day only, Suz will be in the white and gold drip, I guess.
Yes, bimbo hours. Let's go. Laryssa with the bimbofication ray. All right.
24 hours to be a bimbo.
All right, and so as you go hit the city, be it a quote unquote bad bitch, we're gonna go over to your girl Illya.
All right. So I think Ilya's probably, like, at least for the first day or so, has been kind of mostly spending time in the room, kind of thinking through everything, really lingering a bit on what Sess had said to her in the little space in the Gold Dragon Inn about going home again. And she kind of thinks about it a bit and justifies in her mind a reason to do it beyond just you should go home every once in a while and you haven't done that for 10 years, and just kind of just stands up and then walks out and looks over at the doors of like all the companions and everything, and just kind of takes a second and looks at Silonia's room, just says under her breath, she's got plenty on her mind, and then walks over to Euphoria's door and gives a little knock. Just a single one.
Just a minute.
Of course, I'm patient.
Scurries on over. Opens the door. She's actively trying to get hair curlers out of her hair to make it look like, nah, this is all natural. I don't curl my hair.
You don't curl your hair.
Oh, well, it evens them out, gets them a little more manageable, is all.
Oh, I understand. I don't exactly do much other than give it a thorough brushing through myself.
Maybe that's something we work on.
I could use that. I don't think that I've really spent much time doing a good old round of self-care very much in the well, last long time. But either way, that's not the reasons that I came to you.
What is the reason you came to me?
Like you have something pictured in your mind already, but besides the point, I can assure you that it is not anything that you could be thinking of.
I don't know. I can think of a lot of things, but please tell me the reason for your visit.
I have an idea. I can't say that it will necessarily end in a successful venture as a first try, but well, looking for a way back to the Feywild. Figure there's a place that I know of that, well, used to have a very close connection to it, used to be a part of it. And I kind of wanted to go back and ask if you would like to come with me.
You want me to go home with you?
Yes.
She'll give a little like look, her eyes sort of narrow a little bit before softening her expression. Just, this isn't
No, no, no.
this isn't about face stuff, is it?
Well, it's about face stuff in that I am genuinely curious what the state is of the spire, but I do want to go home and see the people that I left behind.
Hmm. How long's it been?
Somewhere in the ballpark of 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Long overdue.
I don't pretend to be exactly proud of all the decisions that I made over the course of the last 25 years, but that part of me decided that, well, caring for those people, the orphans and everything, would really only hamper my decision making. Um, so yeah, we were just kind of like Ellie was just kind of talking about how just she wanted to right some wrongs. So, um, uh, just going back to character, and I know that that is a bit of a selfish thing for me to try and drag you along with, but I think that, well, given the current status of things, you seem to be the most put together of our group, and I think I could use a bit of a rock.
Oh, well, I'm glad I appear so. Um, but I know this means a lot to you. And if you need me along for some moral support, I'm happy to provide it.
I do think that would be good to at least introduce you to some bit of Fey culture,
Hmm,
given, well, what we may have to do.
right. You think things will be all right here? I worry about the others. But
That is why
maybe some time apart will help everyone cool their heads.
I think we both know that Kai Shen is more than capable of keeping them all in check, so I do agree with the concern.
Mm, hopefully he has plenty of calligraphy brushes to spare.
I hope so.
Well, let me pack up some things and we can be on our way.
Take all the time that you need. It is a bit of a trek to get there.
So don't wear my good shoes.
Well, you seem more than capable of acting at full capacity with your good shoes, so I wouldn't deny you the opportunity.
Okay, 3-inch heels, got it.
The combat variety.
Mm,
Not that we would be expecting anything of the sort, but yes. Thank you again. I do appreciate it.
of course.
Ilya,
Um, yeah, you go ahead.
I'll say Ilya will kind of go back to her room and just finish packing up and just kind of take a deep breath and look over at the still shattered crossbow and such that Snow had made and just say, he is not going to exactly be happy about that, but we'll get to it when we get to it.
Yep, and Euphoria will pack up as well, and just for the sake of brevity, she'll meet up with Illya, and I guess they'll head on out.
All right, you get a lightning rail to the north.
And I think likely what it would be is they get a lightning rail to like somewhere pretty close by, but it's still probably a solid another like while of a walk because this is not a big city. This is a very small town that is so that it's probably about a probably at least like a 5 or 6 hour walk from wherever they get off to try and like make it over to there. And just while they're on their way, it's just kind of gonna look over. It's this I do believe that I told you that I was the Viscountess of Chez Laurel India.
Yeah, that was a pretty good title to whip up on the spot.
It's not just a title. That is true.
So you're a noble then.
Well, I think the better way to say it is that I used to be a noble.
Mm,
But when you when you don't live in the Feywild anymore, they don't tend to exactly take amicably to your participation in their games. Yes, I. That is the family title. My mother was a viscount, but you know, I doubt they would recognize me as the same. They just. It's just not how it works.
Hmm.
But
Are there going to be other members of your family present home, do you think?
none other than Snow, I would have to imagine. Snow is our butler. I don't know if
Mm,
I've ever mentioned him to you.
I don't believe so. I just I had this worry a little bit, and she's gonna motion towards the vial around your neck. Just considering
Mm.
unfortunate circumstances, I didn't know if particularly myself would be welcome.
Do you still blame yourself for that? It's okay.
Is it? I mean, I don't make it a point to go, you know, not knocking off people's family members, but
Trust me, I know that it was not your intention to remove my family member from this existence. They were already lost when we found them.
I just I didn't even pause to think if there was a chance to help. And
That lack of hesitation may be what kept us alive on that day.
yeah, but I don't know what that lack of hesitation is going to do for my Juby.
Runs into family.
I just hope I can help her.
We'll figure something out. The Fae loves their deals, so Shada thinks that we may need to make a deal in exchange, but you know, they love their games.
Hmm. Well, this is meant to be a happy occasion coming home, so don't pay me any attention.
I do appreciate it. There are there should be quite a few Fae children. They can be a lot, but
Mm,
you know,
as I imagine children can be.
treat them well. I know you will.
Of course.
Just hope that they remember me.
Let's go find out.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, as at the end of your 5 or 6 hour walk, you stand before more forest, Illya.
She'll kind of just walk up and just kind of let the let the general like energy that she has just sort of coalesce in front of her and just kind of push it out in this very soft, slow, like kind of ball of ice, just to confirm that this is what she thinks it is.
Okay. The forest energy begins to ripple as if it was, a sheet in the wind. Um, but it appears to be more porous and fluid once you start interfering with it.
Hmm. Good. Still up. And Ilya will reach back to Euphoria, outstretching their hand. This may be a little strange, but trust me, it's just over here.
All right. Never quite seen anything like this before.
We love our tricks. And Ilya will just pull them both through the sheet and to the other side.
Okay. As you get through to the other side, you see before you it's I'm not going to say a sprawling estate, but you see a large kind of compound built into the forest, full of just a spectacular kaleidoscope of colors and stuff. And it appears to have been made very carefully and re-sculpted over the years from basically natural materials, but there's clearly been lots of magical involvement to reshape them. And you hear lots of just strange music and sounds and stuff coming from within the compound.
Well, this is home. And she'll kind of hesitate and just kind of look at it and just so there is like a tear that kind of forms in her eyes as she thinks back to at least what this place used to be. Just okay.
You all right?
No, I won't lie, but there's lots of goodness here, but well, you know my story. It's also well, it just she gestures over. Says, that's also where it all happened. So I try to at least honor it by feeling happy and at home, but it's not easy to escape.
Maybe it's high time you made some new memories here.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, when you look beyond the compound itself, you see nature trying to have partially reclaimed an area where it's still kind of scorched earth, where there's been moss and stuff growing over buildings and rocks and things, but it clearly has the telltale signs of an intense fire that occurred long ago. Um, but as you approach the compound, the door will open and you'll look down to see a little goblin wearing wearing these like heeled boots with thigh highs, a little skirt, a crop top vest with a bow tie, and elbow length gloves with big flowing sleeves, and his hair is pulled back into a long black braid with a little blue and white bow in it as he looks up at you with his big red eyes and bows deeply and goes, Lady Illya, it's wonderful to see you again.
She'll bow back to him very much in reverence and just says, it is fabulous to be back, Snow. I'm so glad to be here. Um, this is one of our companions, um, Lady Euphoria Cox. She is
Charmed.
she is here to, well, kind of get to know the place a little bit better, but has an intimate need to get to know the Fae a bit better. And I figure, well, no place better than here.
He'll smile and give another bow to Euphoria and go, well, if our lady trusts you, then I am happy to have you here. I'm sure the children are going to be very excited to see you again, Lady Illya.
I don't mean to doubt that, but I'm almost surprised considering the notes that we left on. Where are they right now?
they're inside. They're doing a concert right now, but we could go attend right at the end.
Hmm.
A concert.
Naturally. We love our music here.
And he will lead you inside. Inside of the compound, you see that everything has a distinctly Fey architecture to it. Everything is very whimsical and fantastical in design. Like things are overly stylized, even compared to what you'd consider like elven architecture to be very stylized. And things are just all kinds of different colors, seemingly painted at random. And you see lots of pictures and paintings, things written in Sylvan all around in, paint or crayons. And some of them are piecing together to form a bit of a snowflake collage out of different paintings. And as you get deeper in, you hear a lot of the noise where it's does this twin thing of sounding very melodic, but also absolutely discordant. It's as if, 40 different people were all performing very well on their own without much thought of making it in tune with everyone else. So it all clashes quite catastrophically.
Oh dear. They don't have much of a maestro, do they?
No.
They
Trust
always
me,
want to do their own thing. You understand? It's in their nature.
of course. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That's and she'll kind of look up and just kind of look around, and there's a noticeable like level of discomfort in everything that Illya is doing, but just kind of continues to push herself along as she just, only wait. She's here. It's time. And we'll just kind of slowly walk into the room with all the lovely kids doing their darndest to play music.
Um, the kids in here go a wide spectrum of visible ages. Some of them appear to be probably, they're young adults at this point. But, also Euphoria is realizing how hard it is to gauge the age of these children because since they're all Fey folk, you've got Eladrins, satyrs, pixies. You also have there's some mushrooms. There's a rock. There's what appears to be a fox deer. There is a bird with the head of an ant, and there's just all of these different weird hodgepodge of creatures and beings that are all just very happily playing just a cornucopia of different instruments, including somebody who's literally playing a cornucopia.
Euphoria's got this expression of the parent at their 5-year-old's piano recital where everyone on stage sounds awful, but you're not allowed to say that.
As Ilya peeks through and just kind of, without saying anything, just kind of walks into the room with just a smile on her face, very soft.
In a true meme, jazz music stops as everyone sees you come in, and all manner of faces and face-related areas light up as you hear lots of whispering in Sylvan before there is a veritable deluge of bodies and objects upon Illya.
Goodness, children. It is so lovely to see you again. I've missed you. I've missed you greatly. You sounded so lovely. I'm so glad to be able to hear your music and hear your artistry once more. Beautiful, beautiful, all of you.
Oh, it's so good to see you again. You look so different.
I do look different. I'm. Trust me that what you see is what you get here. This is the true and authentic me, my darlings. I I just wanted to also be sure to introduce you to my friend and companion over here, Lady Euphoria Cox. Please do show her the same kindness that you would show to any member of the House of Shaelor Lindir.
Pleasure to meet all of you.
You see a whole bunch of little faces looking up at you. Some of them are not so little. Some of them are clearly like, almost like Paige and Sess age. But they're all looking up at you. You see like all kinds of gemstones and roses where eyes should be, and just some things don't have eyes at all, just all like staring up at you. And they're like, and you hear one of the smaller, a literal mushroom, looks up at you and goes, "Wow, you're so strange looking."
Oh, thank you.
But like in a pretty way.
Well, thank you. I like that a little better, I think. Tail wagging apprehensively, like.
I just think you look so different and odd compared to us.
Well, some people might say the same about you. People come in all different shapes, sizes, and colors, don't they?
And we are all beautiful for it.
And well, it's good to see you. We don't normally see anyone except Snow.
Has he been taking good care of you?
Yes, he's been doing a good job. He does everything he can and helps everybody, continue to do everything. And he said he's been getting some people ready to actually leave and move on.
Oh, that is so exciting. Where do you have plans where it is that you would like to go from here, or I'm
Um,
all for it.
the fox with antlers, kind of looks a bit sheepishly and goes, I was actually going to head out and I was gonna try and go look into becoming a druid out in the rest of the reaches. Maybe we could be able to find a way to reopen a ley line or something.
Kids are so resourceful. I must admit that I'm a bit surprised to hear that you're. I suppose it has been a long time. I last saw you, you were all so very young. It's amazing to hear that you have such honorable goals for this.
Just I want to have the chance to help people like you and Acorn and Snow have helped us.
Truly, that is all we can do in the world in many ways. Just aim to help others to be able to find their happiness at their own pace. And I'm glad that you have found your goal and your way to make that happen. Please let us know if there's any ways that we can help assist. I'd be glad to assist. Of course, I know we all came from the Feywild, but if there's any way to get you home, by God, I will do my very best to see it through.
I know you would. I know you would. But we're just happy to see you right now. We've been doing our best to help take care of everyone. And the rock, which is it's literally a boulder with four little boulder legs, um, goes, "Yes, and I was thinking of becoming a gardener."
Oh, what are your favorite flowers? I would love to see what you've made if you've had any chance to make some.
Oh, I was thinking a rock garden.
Oh, lovely. Nice peaceful life for someone such as you. I know that's what you always dreamed of.
Yes, I feel like it could be quite comforting,
At the
surrounded by
very
like-minded people.
of course. That's what we should all try and find that happy place where we can be surrounded by people that care for us. Chase it.
All right, kids, all right. I know that you're all happy to see the ladies, but you all need to put your instruments away and get ready for dinner.
Goodness, Snow, have you been cooking by yourself for all these kids?
Oh, no, of course not. I've gotten some of the older ones pretty well trained.
And he like gives a look over at one of the satyrs, and she kind of just immediately like reaches behind her and takes out a little apron.
Oh, lovely. Oh, you're so cute with that apron. Please, I can't wait to taste your cooking. It'll be fabulous.
Oh, of course. I'd be happy to do any little bit I can for you, lady.
Mm. Now, if you don't mind, I would gladly go, like to go freshen up a little bit before dinner.
Oh, of course, Lady Illya. I would like to note the fact that I seem to see that you are not properly equipped from the various things that I've given you over the years.
She'll kind of pause and just the smile that she's had on is kind of going to fade a little bit and just s- Snow. I There's a lot to say, but you know me and you know that person that I was before everything went happened. So I just after everything I couldn't fake it anymore. So I just well parted ways with that part of me. If anything, if you're looking to get a little bit of work in, I'm sure that Lady Euphoria could use something new.
Yes, I do remember you writing that letter about what happened and requesting some of your things back, but I understand that you've made a lot of choices, but it I can say very safely, Lady Illya, it's good to see you smiling again, even if you aren't properly equipped.
Thank you. Trust me when I say that I treasured your work. Amazing. And it means the world to me that you've been such an amazing asset to this family for so many years.
He bows deeply and goes,
Well, perhaps if you do not need my services quite the same way, I can find perhaps other uses.
S- the fight is over, Snow. We're just going to do our best from here on.
Does that mean you're returning here for good, Lady Illya?
And she'll kind of look over to Euphoria and say, well, while the secret fight may be done, we have a lot more still left to do. I will not be staying, and I apologize for that dearly, and I don't know if I can let the kids know. But just know that once the time comes, yes, I think I will be returning. Hopefully sooner than later.
You see, uh, what she means to say is she's helping me with a problem of my own, and I promise that we'll get it done and settled as quickly as possible so your lady can come back.
Gives you a big, goblin little moe fang smile. And he goes,
Well then, Lady Euphoria, as Lady Illya indicated, I can provide you some of my services if it would assist you in such an endeavor.
Um, what kind of services are you offering, Snow? I don't really know your area of expertise.
I'm a bit of an arcane smith, so if you require any kind of, magical arsenal in any way, I can help facilitate that.
Hmm. I could use a little work done. Pats her rapier on her side. One of my old girls could use a little love, if you want to look at it.
Oh, of course. I can give it the old look, and if you require any augmentation, I can work my magic.
as he kind of fiddles his little fingers in the air.
Well, I'll think about it. Thank you. Looks like you've been doing real well keeping the homestead running.
It is the least I can do for the family that has given me everything.
Well, Illya, you said you wanted to get freshen up for
Yes.
dinner, so we'll let them take care of things.
Of course. And Ilya will bow and then start to walk up the stairs towards where their room is. And while they're on their way, they're just gonna kind of look back at Euphoria and say, "They're such darling kids, aren't they?"
Yeah, they're cute. It's it's real cute of them to think that, being a gardener, it's cute.
What's wrong with being a gardener?
No,
Doesn't
no, there I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but just, you know,
no,
they could just aim higher, have better ambitions.
you don't always need to aim for a better place. Sometimes what you have is just all that you need. I know that doesn't exactly mean a lot coming from a person that was born into essentially nobility, but when all this is over, I don't plan to just keep striving for the top. I think if anything, I would love to just help kids make their way in the world.
You would just stop?
Everybody must put down their sword eventually. All people deserve the right to just live happily without the fear of persecution or harm befalling them.
Well, then, I imagine one of those little ones would take up your place then.
I don't exactly have a place out in the wide world, so do I? No,
Right.
my title is meaningless, and nobody even knows that I'm alive. So
Well, if you, I mean, I meant if you're not going to serve as its protector anymore. Someone else will, right? One of those little ones. I assume you have them training, to protect this place.
Snow is all the protections that the place needs.
That little goblin is all the protection you have? I mean, I don't want to doubt the little guy's skills, but
I would wager that Snow is arguably stronger than any of us. You should
well,
see the ways that he works a whip. Quite impressive.
it, I'm sorry. After everything that's happened to you, to this place, you're not preparing these kids if it should happen again?
Because of what happened, that I do not wish to prepare them for it. And I know that may seem a little strange, but my family, myself, and Snow and Acorn and Esteval, we all trained. Yes, we trained just like as you say, to be strong enough to protect the place. But you saw the spells that was on this. According to all known records, this place does not exist. There's no reason for anybody to come here. Find it. They deserve what we could not have.
She just kind of shakes her head a little bit. I just can't see how you'd leave them defenseless like that. I mean, they're not going to stay behind this enchantment forever. You heard them. They want to go out and see the world. And they'll be wholly unprepared for how hard it is.
The world can be cruel, but if that's what they want, then yes, we can prepare them for that. But if not, there's no reason somebody couldn't just be a simple gardener. Listen, Euphoria, I know how you trained and raised Jubilee. And I'm not saying that that was incorrect or anything, but the world doesn't have to be on a knife's edge at all times for all people, especially children.
She just kind of narrows her eyes a bit. Just, I did everything in my power to prepare my girls for everything that this world could throw at them. There is nothing wrong with that. I put swords in their hands and I made them all the stronger for it.
They are certainly some of the strongest children I've ever met.
And quite frankly, if I let them grow up on this soft, tender-hearted notion that they could do whatever they wanted, that they could be gardeners or bakers or whatever quaint little life, they would have had their hearts crushed by everything. Because nothing's that simple.
Illya will just give Euphoria a soft smile. and just kind of look back. I know, darling. And I don't mean I did not mean to say or insinuate anything of the sort that it was incorrect or anything. I truly did not mean that. I just people have dreams and they deserve to be able to chase them. That's all.
I don't I don't mean to get my knickers all in a bunch. It's just I don't want to think that what I did was no, it wasn't wrong. I made some damn tough girls.
No tougher. Illya will kind of go back around and just seeing Euphoria struggle through this, just like stretch her arms out, sort of like offer the hug.
She'll kind of awkwardly lean into it. Just and after that fight with Augie, Lord, we haven't bickered like that in some time. Just I'm not about to have people doubting me for making my children the fighters they are.
No one should ever doubt your abilities or who you are. By God, if Juvie is one of the strongest girls I've ever met. She loves it. She wanted to be strong. It's what she dreamed of. But, well, on the other side of the coin, she also dreamed for love.
Yeah, she always did have ridiculous notions of romance.
Illya will pull away. Ridiculous notions do get you somewhere in life. Ambition, in some way.
Well, oh, if the two, that's rather like apples and oranges, ain't it? I mean,
Same
so
passion and drive can lead you to both be the strongest that you can be with the sword and be as loving as you can be.
all I know is matters of the heart bring you nothing but disappointment. And I wanted to make sure that my girls didn't feel the same disappointment in their lives.
Well, let me show you something then. And they're outside the door of Ilya's room. She's just gonna push it open. And inside you see it's like just dust. There's just a full layer of dust on everything. But one of the things that immediately sticks out to you in the back left is a sparkling white gown, fixtured and decorated with white dragon scales. And she'll just kind of walk over to it and just say, Dolgrin, my husband, he had this made for me, and you say that love just makes people soft. And just, I've never felt stronger than I did when I wore this.
Hmm.
That love that coursed through me, through every fiber of it, just meant the world and made me feel like I was strong enough to take it on, to be that ambitious little girl, to get what I wanted in every situation. Really, just having him by my side was what helped me feel that way.
I guess that means you were lucky.
I know that there's no love lost between you and Augustus, based off of what I saw. But,
It wasn't always like that.
oh? From what you say, you seem to have a very professional relationship about everything, even love.
Hmm. Well, I did love Augustus. I think a part of me always will, and that's why I act so childish around Oriana. But
Hmm.
you see, we were a little young and impulsive, and we got married real quick. Didn't really have time to know one another, and I guess not everyone likes the cold. So, when he decided that my approach to love wasn't enough, he found it elsewhere. And you still have your wedding gown, but I burned mine up the night the divorce papers went through.
You say you still love Augustus. Well, of course, I would be lying if I didn't say I still felt so strongly for my dear Dokrin. Situations may differ. It was taken from me. But just mm, I'm sorry. Just thinking about him. It hurts. The ways that only love can.
Oh, I know. I've got a permanent reminder of my failed marriage on my face, and she'll tap the scar in her jawline.
Oh, dear Augie gave you that fun.
He did. You see, I said I was young and impulsive, and when I was a much younger gal, I've said I wouldn't marry a man unless he could land a blow against me.
And so he did?
He did. And I got him too. You just can't see it because he's clothed. So,
Wearing a lot of heavy armor would do that.
hmm.
Kind of hard to see the scars. Euphoria. I just. I know everything that we do is built on a razor's edge, but it just feels nice and simple, at least to talk back and forth with you in some way. Just. Despite a lot of very different circumstances, I feel like we understand each other in at least some way.
Well, we'd do anything for family, wouldn't we?
Anything for family. I just. I'm. I'm sorry. I came back here to see the dress, and I don't know what I wanted to do with it, but it
You
feels
want,
wrong.
Do you want to keep it?
I think that part of me does, but another part of me says that I should well and truly move on. Dahlgren isn't coming back. His, his ashes are out in the garden.
What would bring you the most relief?
I don't know.
Want me to burn your wedding dress too? We can figure it out.
Aaron? Oh, do you have any idea how much this wedding dress cost?
Sunk cost, darling.
Sunk cost fallacy, huh? I
I'm only teasing you, of course. I won't make you do anything you don't want to do.
just don't know if I'm ready to let go.
Well, Snow seems to have a eye for fashion. Maybe he could whip up something with it. Something for you to still have and wear and carry.
Hmm. You know, such is a lovely idea. I think I'll do that.
And you'll look lovely in it no matter what.
Hmm. I know.
Well, put your face on. We got a dinner to go to.
My face is always on. But yes. Right?
All right.
I would say if we can just hand wave
Yeah.
dinner since I know where
Yeah.
we're going. We're going well for a while with this bit. So I think the last thing that we'll do on screen is just kind of go over to at least the remnants of the feyspire.
Okay.
So this is probably pretty late at night and just kind of take a look at it and just say, this was the jewel. Well, was the jewel.
Do you think something like this could be the answer to getting y'all back and me on the other side to help Juby?
Sounds like one of our lovely children is already looking into that a little bit, but I don't know. It is quite shattered at this point, and I don't know exactly what it would take to put together, but well, our little space of the world here did blink back and forth between our realm in Corvair and the Feywild many times. So, to say if we don't put a little bit of that love back into it, that we could find its way home.
I just hope to find some answers soon. And with everything going on with Sylvana, I know you said that she could help, but given current circumstances, I don't know what's going to happen next. Hell, with this mission, I may not even live to help Jubilee.
I suppose if we do fail, then it sounds like that may be the case. Gods, when did we get into such a high stakes situation? I swear.
How's that for a simple life, huh?
Simple life, yes. Well, when you live to be 1,000 years, I suppose 50 or so years in the ringer can grant you a simple life afterwards. Gods.
Maybe your rock boy has the right idea.
Wouldn't it be nice to just throw down the sword and just think nothing of cultivating rocks in a garden?
I think I'd die of boredom. Just keel over.
Oh,
But it's a nice dream.
it is. You know, these folk here, Vazafe may be tricksy and honestly a little bit mean-spirited. I hope that you can see that the kids here are proof that anybody can be lovely if given the nudge.
She'll just look at Illya and smile and says, I already know that.
Maybe that's what I'll do. When we do find our way back home, back into the Feywild, maybe I'll teach kids about the wonders of to love and to be loved in return. She'll just look over at Euphoria and just give her a very soft but very warm smile.
Euphoria will turn a little bit of a darker magenta and then go into defense mechanism mode and just, oh Lord, you as a sappy kindergarten teacher.
Oh, that would be lovely. I mean, isn't what does they call it? A bohemian idea? The greatest thing in the world is to love and be loved in return.
Hmm.
Oh, what a lovely notion that would be.
Sure, you can teach the kids how to love each other, and I'll teach my class how to fight each other.
There's no need for fighting in the Feywild. Unless it's what you want. But I welcome it. We could always use a bit of a different outlook on the world.
Yeah, my kids will beat your kids in gym, so.
They will be my kids in gym. I cannot deny that. Yours would most certainly be more physically fit.
Yeah.
Ah,
Let's do it for Rock Boy.
Rock Boy, of
We've
course.
got the world to save.
What? Sorry. Fun. Uh, Never mind. No, it's nothing, I'm sure.
Something on your mind?
You speak as if you'll be coming and living at home. My, no, it's.
Yeah, well, I'm not up to crashing on couches once in a while. But, I mean, I'm sure you've heard my little tiff with Augie, but I've kind of been living a free-spirited vagabond life ever since my girls grew up. I just kind of go wherever, take my mercenary jobs as they come, and live free-spiritedly.
So I guess teachers then. Of course. What? It wouldn't be anything else.
Of course, teacher is the next, step in the career ladder.
I'm sure they'll love your lessons. After all, you are beautiful, as they said, and weird. We love weird here.
Oh god, what if my Juby has an ant head by now? What am I gonna
Oh,
do?
she doesn't have an ant head. That is just a simple mutation brought off by the pure chaotic energy of the Feywild.
They're good kids, Illya. Worth fighting for.
Worth fighting for.
All right. With that, you can finish your trip. Euphoria, would you like to have your other rapier upgraded to be magical?
Yes, please.
You just making it another +1?
Yep.
Okay. He before you leave, he will return you your rapier, which has been modified and restyled to have a very wintry motif about it. The actual like hand guard is a snowflake, and written in Sylvan on the side of the blade is Frostburn. It's a +1 rapier.
Nice. Thank you, femboy goblin butler.
And he will have Illya's wedding dress all packaged and stuff for her and return with her other attire. And
I look forward to seeing you again, Lady Illya.
I promise that I won't be a stranger going forward. It was... You know how much our family has been through, and as I said before, I cannot thank you enough for it. So if you do have the chance to see or message Acorn, just tell them that I love them and that I miss them.
Of course, Lady Illya, of course.
Mm. Thank you, as always.
gives you a bow and a curtsy.
Illya bows back, still just as like it's a bow that like you couldn't tell like who's actually the master of this. Like this like such respect for Snow. Just take care of them. I know you will.
Okay. And with that, you begin your long journey back home. Or is it even your home at this point?
What is home?
Where the heart is.
No.
All right, so we will do a brief bounce back to Malral for his dinner party with Cryo and Cleo. So I'm not gonna go into vivid detail about what the dinner entails. It's very similar to the other dinners that have been hosted at Cryotrixia's house, where the kobolds bring lots of fancy foods and supersized versions of them for Cryotrixia. Drinks, and Cleo tells stories about the filigree and stuff they worked on. And Malral, would you like to wait to tell your other stories till Cleo's gone to bed?
That would probably be the best.
Just traumatize her more.
That is not. This is grown-up stories.
So eventually, yes, Cleo will be escorted to bed by her kobold maids, and Cryo will be sitting there in her cushioned like vase of a chair that she winds herself into with her kobold-sized goblet of wine, and she'll just kind of lean one arm against the vase and look at you and goes, "Well, it seems as though now is the time that if you wish to talk about your past, that you should be welcome to it."
Malral looks down at his wine and gives it a bit of a swirl as he thinks to himself.
My lady, you know the pain of losing family.
All too well. All too well.
I recently had that scar cut back open when I ran into the one who caused the death of my previous family.
Do you wish to say the why, or do you just wish to continue with the tale?
As it turns out, a recent companion of the group was not who they said they were. Oh, okay. I heard the beep.
Huh?
I heard the beep of someone going offline. I didn't
Oh,
know
no.
what happened.
Illya said she was going to rejoin. Um, One of your companions, as she leans forward and gives you those now very predatory reptilian eyes. Which one?
I feel I have grown close to you, so I feel no fault in divulging this information. The one known as Sylvia.
Sylvana.
Or, yeah, Sylvana. Sorry. Their real name is Sylonia de Kenneth.
Sylonia.
I'm sorry, alright? I don't know pronunciations. They're all weird and have weird
Sylonia decadeth. Yeah. So a dragon marked.
Indeed. And more so, they were the ones that created the weapon that caused the mourning.
You see her enormous talons dig into the table and pierce through the stone. And she goes, and is this Sylonia? Do you consider her a threat to this city? To your friends?
I cannot give an unbiased answer. But from what I can tell, she seems to have bonded with the rest of the group. It does not wish them harm. I would cut her out entirely if it were not for the fact of a mission she has proposed. You know of the recent accident with the airship, correct?
Yes, I've heard the news about the Crusaders crashing one of their sky ships into the ground.
That was because of... They are no longer the Lightbringers. That was due to their Ashbringers. They needed a component that powered that very ship, as well as wanting revenge on a few others. They wished to recreate the device that caused them mourning. Sylonia has proposed that our group goes on a mission to stop them from recreating the device, since she knows how to disable such.
And if she stops this with you, do you think she would try to use it again?
One does not create a sword and not intend to use it.
You know, we can remove her from Grewywall. the governor would surely support it, and I know my fellow champions would as well. If that means protecting this city and protecting my daughter, I will.
I have grown close to your daughter. I feel as if she is a child of my own. Now I would protect her with my life. So I have thought much about the threat that she proposes. However, if the threat of the Ashbringers is real, then we do need her, and we cannot think of distancing ourselves from her much. No matter how much I hate her, we do need her.
That is unfortunate. It seems then that you will have to work alongside her, but if need be, as soon as her use is expired, we can strike her down. Eliminate this threat once and for all. If she's the only one who can do this, then no one else should be able to ever again.
There will always be another who can. And if not, if I have learned anything, then the chronomancers, such as those from Page's school, can simply go to a time when there is someone. It is better to have them as an ally than to eliminate them.
So what is your plan?
For now, to work with them as much as it disgusts me. To make sure that what happened to my home does not happen to anyone. So that my friends may live peaceful lives after this mission. And that I see that you and your daughter can live forever happy, without any threat hanging over their head.
Well, I am thankful that there is at least someone here who will be able to know what's at stake and do what is necessary. If you would like, I could speak to the governor. If these Ashbringers are as dangerous as they have been portrayed to be, perhaps my fellow champions and I can assist you all in preventing this potential catastrophe.
Anything that you would aid us with would be greatly appreciated. However, that I ask that you keep Sylvana's true identity secret, at least for now. The greed of others would only want them to use her for their own purposes, and we cannot allow that. I have only told you because I trust you with my life.
So noted. I will begin beseeching the governor for further discussions. I only assume that he would want to speak to all of you about this.
That sounds wise indeed. You see now why I wish to get away from that home.
Yes, if I had to live with the crusaders that killed my life mate, then, well, simply finding a new domicile would not be the procedure I would follow.
I was tempted by the same. But I did not want to cause rash actions that would cause pain to more of my allies. I had enough of that in the war. We don't need further of that. I prefer to go where the scars of lost family can be healed, and to those who wore my heart.
Well, you are safe here and always welcome. You have definitely brightened Cleo's life since I have allowed you to be near her.
I hope I at least brightened yours as well.
You are a kind soul and have done much for my family, and you will always have my thanks for that. If you allude to more, you should know that I bonded with my life mate for life. And even with him gone, I could not find myself bound to another.
I understand this pain. I still think of my wife much. But still, even if we're not to do so, I do hope I can be somewhat of a father figure to Cleotrixia.
She will extend herself out of her chair and put one of her, massive taloned fingers against the side of your head, and just do like an ever so slight stroke of it, and goes, "As long as you seek to protect my daughter, you are welcome to be a part of her life."
You have my word. Of the Brynlane clan, and of my one lost kingdom.
She gives you a big smile and flicks out her tongue and goes, "I have never tasted deceit on you, and I know that you are emphatic in your desires. I hope in the coming days that your pain will be kept to a minimum, and you can have a chance to enjoy peace."
He gives a deep nod. Thank you for helping my scars fade.
It is an easy matter for those who have their own scars to see others and wish to alleviate them.
Shall we move on to dessert?
I would be delighted. And yeah, you can have your dessert and chat on less heavy topics before journeying to your room. Illya.
Sounds-
Sorry, Malral.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just going to say it sounds good.
All right. Illya.
Yes, me.
I believe there was a conversation you wish to have.
Yes, there is. So once Illya gets back from her and Euphoria's trip, she's gonna pretty quickly kind of just walk and just immediately check on Sylonia.
Mhm.
And if they aren't anywhere immediately out in the obvious, they know that they're in their room. So they go to their room after doing a quick check through.
Okay. Knock on their door and you hear her go, "Oh, come in, come in. It's unlocked."
Good evening, Sylonia.
Oh. Sylonia appears to be very kind of haggard as you see that there are several like um illusionary projections of arcane code and like several different algorithms and equations all floating around her being projected from her spider bot, and she gives you kind of a haggard smile and goes, I heard that you had departed home. I hope that it was a worthwhile trip."
I think so. It was a difficult one, but one that I think that needed to happen. Helped get a little bit of closure in some ways. So, you know. But how are you doing? I hope you're able to at least get at least some sleep.
Um, it's been quiet, I guess. After everything, people aren't exactly enthusiastic to come uh, banging on my door for anything. But I understand that. I understand. That's I've
I think
been doing what I can. I've I've developed some theories. Um, but I'm running into my own obstacles. But I it just means I've not researched enough pathways to the solution.
you do realize that you can think clearer on a good night's sleep.
I I try, but I rarely sleep anymore. All I do is dream, and so it's not very fulfilling.
Ilya's gonna look, see, because I know that the room is like cracked and like pretty fucked up at this point.
Yeah, it's got so much magical gibberish everywhere
Yeah.
and stains everywhere from you can only guess what.
Mm-hmm. But Ilya's gonna look around for what she can only assume is the bed, if one exists.
Yeah, there is a bed. It's got piles of papers and books and stuff on it.
Okay, then she'll sit down beside it and then kind of gesture for Sylonia to sit down with her.
Um, uh, all right.
Small break is okay, darling.
All right. And she waves, and the spider bot stops projecting, and she kind of slumps down next to you as her bot comes to skitter over next to her. Is there something you wanted specifically? I'm not trying to sound rude. It's just you were never quite the type to come on by and just pick my brain out of nowhere.
Well, this time especially, I'm worried about you, darling. I know that things here between everybody have been, well, tense is an understatement, but I just bearing the weight of the world on your shoulders. It's a, it's an immense pressure, one that I know that you know all too well, but I just want to make sure that you're able to think with as clear of a head as possible, because I know you couldn't stand to make a mistake, especially for something like this.
Yes, I feel like I've already made enough mistakes relating to this. You know, it's very surreal to be called Sylonia again. It's been
Is it correct? I apologize. Maybe I should have asked that.
no, no, it is my name. It's just been so many years since I've heard it. Um, feels kind of alien to me.
Whatever makes you feel most comfortable. Glad to glad to do.
Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. You can call me whatever you want. I, although I prefer not to be referred to as Sylonia in public, as
Of
that has
course.
security liabilities, but it's simply a name, and I know that, once this is all over, it just disappear again. So I wouldn't get too invested in learning it.
Think that you'll be gone. That we will leave you.
I've seen the way everyone looks at me, and I'm not even just saying after what I said, but for the last several months, people have been viewing me differently. Paige is wary, defensive, accusatory, and I guess with good reason, since I'd been keeping all of this from her, but it just seems like I I haven't been the person that you all wanted me to be for quite some time. And after this and after everything with Malral, I I don't feel like there that I can ever be the person that I would want to be with you all. I just feel like I'll always be that monster.
Who do you want to be with us?
I, I have nothing. I was truthful about that. I, when we lost the lab in the morning, it was everyone I'd ever known, and my home. My father had been driven insane with morning sickness and then killed before my eyes, and I didn't have anything, and I won't have anything after this. I
You
maybe
sound so sure, but if anything, if all goes to plan, you would be a hero. Just like the rest of us.
is is the hero the arsonist who puts out their own fire.
Is that not what I'm doing with trying to get Juby back?
I
Smaller fire, yes, but
I feel like Juby's decision was not on your shoulders alone.
just as the decision to create that weapon was not on your own.
I guess at the end of the day, there's the potential that you can save the one life that you're most concerned about. I can't bring back the millions I killed.
But it does mean something to save the millions that may fall. I don't think there will ever be a time when we can walk past the wrongs that we've done in this world. But I truly do believe that if you feels like you can turn your life around, that you deserve to walk into the sunset with a smile on your face.
Um, you know, it's ironic to think about that. The one thing that I knew the most about, that I spent my life working towards, led to the deaths of so many, and it's at the same time the only thing that can stop it spreading to millions more. But my biggest fear is that I can't unlearn what I know. And what's to stop someone else from doing what the Ashbringers did to my father? Take my soul and use that to create another weapon. I feel like my very life is a threat to everything in this world and everyone I've ever cared about.
Well, you'll have us to protect you. I
Right.
can't speak forever, but you do know that we do have your back, even with all the murkiness that's come.
I did think I was going to save lives. She looks at you, and when now that you look at her, you see that beyond her gloves, the cracks on her left arm have actually extended to about her elbow. And she goes, I did genuinely want to save people. I My father told me that this would be something that would no one would ever dare fight a war ever again if such a thing existed. I never wanted to hurt anyone.
By all rights, it should have ended the morning, but people so charged with hatred that they would rather see the whole world burn than look back, greet of, and try and do their best. Well, all we can do is cut them up to size and show us, or show them that our will is stronger. Pipe dream, I know, they are, as we said, they are quite immeasurably powerful, but people don't just want to end the world for no good reason.
I can't imagine what reason aside from destruction anybody would want to unleash that weapon ever again.
Then, when the time comes, if it comes again, there's no better person than you.
She kind of chews on her lip a second as the cracks in her skin kind of glow a bit, and she goes, "Do you think it's possible, after everything I've done and who I am, that I can ever be allowed to be happy?"
I I truly believe that everybody deserves finds their happiness if it's what they want. No matter what happened, no matter what hell they may have gone through, they may have committed, there's a simple joy in finding happiness for the first time that we all deserve to chase after. And while the world may not forgive you, Malral may never forgive you. If you can save the world from this horrible situation, then you deserve to at least smile, knowing that the people that you see as you walk by, they can smile because of you, because you are here.
Gives you kind of a weak smile and goes, "Thank you for coming here, Illya. It's nice to nice to believe that someone thinks that there can be more to me than what I've done, and I I really appreciate everything you've said. I I will do everything I can to stop this coming apocalypse. And
Illy,
after that,
Ilya's gonna. Oh, go ahead. I'll
and
let you
after
finish.
yeah, sorry, and after that, I will face whatever comes after."
We'll face it together. Ilya kind of reaches forward and puts her hand on Silonia's like arm
Mhm.
and just lets the kind of chilling embrace that she has just kind of like cool down what I can only assume is a person that is running very hot from just how much they're overworking themselves and just
You
look them in the
feel
eye.
static all over your skin when you touch her. It is actively abrasive to be in physical contact with her.
She'll she'll grin and bear through it and just look Silonia in the eye and just say, just remember, you can always reach out to us if you feel like.
Um, and with that, Sylonia just shatters. She just starts crying and bawling and apparently letting out a vast accumulated sea of emotion. And we will keep letting that out. And, the more that she pours out, the more difficult it is to stay in contact with her, as it just feels like something is actively grating against your fey nature. Um, but eventually she just loses the ability to cry, and she's just kind of, just shaking and stuff, and kind of slumps down.
Hey, Genius Girl. That's you, by the way. We believe in you.
I won't disappoint you.
I know you won't. I look forward to you showing me your stuff well beyond this insane escapades that we're going on.
She kind of nods, sad nod. And you have any final words before we close out for the night?
No, I think we're good.
All right. And with that, we will wrap things up here for tonight. Illya was not able to come by, but that's okay. We still have next time.
Much sad.
Much sad tonight.
We're gonna punch out so many tears next session. Hot damn.
I hope you guys all had fun tonight watching. I hope everybody who was playing enjoyed themselves. There's a lot of emotion, a lot of big feels. If you haven't done so already, please go check out all of these wonderful players, and they're all streamers in their own right. If you haven't done so as well, please give me a follow here on Twitch, a sub over on YouTube, a follow on Twitter, join my Discord, the Eternal Citadel, and be a part of my incredible community. We'll be back here on Wednesday, where I'm doing the first of bi-weekly Iron Kingdoms Dungeons & Dragons short shots. So it's going to be some modules from official modules from the Iron Kingdoms third-party D&D rules, which is like steampunk fantasy. Half of the people here will be playing in it, along with Peculiar Little Rabbit and Arisma the Harpy. And it's going to be doing some playtesting for me, because I am a early review / playtester of Iron Kingdom, so I figured with all the reviews I've done of their books, I should probably actually play their game at least once. So we're just going to be playing through a couple modules over the course of the next couple months. So I hope you guys come on by. Several people have drawn very, very cute tokens for their characters going into Wednesday, and it should be a lot of fun as we play Desperate Measures, Part 1. All right, we're going to go raid Eris the Harpy, since I know that she is streaming right now, and she is a cute harpy, and you know how we love our harpies in this chat. If you're a follower, please copy down the call to Hux. If you're a sub, please copy down the Knight's message. And let's get this show on the road. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great night and the sweetest of dreams. Bye.
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 Bye. We're gonna kingdom some irons.